and we would talk about the things that were going on the campus. And he came to the protests and supported, and we appreciated the athletes doing that because what happens is that because the athletes, these are these $1 million Negroes, they would keep them away from black people like us, right? And this is true. This has always been true. This Jim Brown had that problem when he was at Syracuse. They didn't want him to talk to Ernie. Was it Ernie Davis that won the Heisman after him? They didn't want him talking to the other black athletes, or they would tell the other athletes like, hey, don't go and do that radical stuff, all that protesting and everything, just focus on basketball, just shut up and dribble. And so Nazi defied that. Nazi would come and hang out, and we were friends. And Derek Anderson was another player. He played for the San Antonio Spurs. Kentucky had a lot of good basketball players back then. They still do. And I remember when he came to see me in my office, somebody brought him to see me, and they brought him up there like they were sneaking him up there, like they were sneaking him up there. The black assistant coach snuck him to my office and said, "I can't tell anybody I brought him up here." And I said, "Why? Is we on the plantation? Is boss gonna come beat us? Like what's gonna happen to us, man? Was we gonna they gonna kill us? They like what the hell, man? Like you can't even bring this grown ass man to talk to me? Like what is so dangerous about what we're talking about? I am simply supporting him. I'm helping to educate him. I'm a math teacher in this math department. Like and then that's when I began to understand what's really dangerous in America. And what's really dangerous in America, in my view, is black consciousness. That's very scary for people. And black unified consciousness, collective consciousness is horrifically scary, right? And strategy, really scary. If you really want to scare the shit out of them, be strategic, be conscious, and work together. You do that, oh my lord, they might come to your house and kill you on a Tuesday. I'm serious. Like that's really what makes us very dangerous. So little did I know, I didn't know that I was becoming this dangerous black man. I just thought I was a man who was telling the truth. And in fact, so that president, he regretted, though. I think he regretted telling me to go write this article, because during the protest, I'll never forget. I know why I brought this up. I brought this up because what happened was I got this letter from him um during in the middle of the chaos, right? Because they're like, oh shit, how do we slow this down? How do we stop this? And they sent me a note to my office, and he said they said the president would like to meet with you. And I read the note, I'll never forget, and I thought about the movie Braveheart. And if you remember the movie Braveheart with Mel Gibson, there's a point where the king asked, asked the nobles that they were kind of protesting to come and meet with him and eat dinner and talk about it. And when he brought them all in, he killed them all, right? They like hung their heads on a stake. And so I said, I'm not going to meet with this man. So I took the note and I threw it in the garbage. I was like, I don't want to go talk to you. And then I got another note like a week later, like, hey, the president would like to meet with you. You didn't see our first message? And I was like, yeah, I saw your message. I just didn't answer the call. And so eventually I did go see him. And I remember sitting there with this man. So it's me, 25-year-old boys. You ain't talking about the 54-year-old boys that ain't got no hair. This is 25-year-old boys, head full of hair, just sitting there, just curious, like, okay, what's this man got to say? So I'm sitting there, and he's and he's like he's telling me to be patient. And he goes, well, I don't want to tell you to be patient, but I'm thinking, yeah, but you're gonna tell me to be patient. And I said, I'm tired of being patient. I said, black people have been waiting for hundreds of years. How much more patient do we gotta be? I was like, I don't understand. Like, what do you mean patience? What are we waiting for? And then I remember he would do these little psychological tricks. I'd read about him in a book, and I was testing it to see if he was doing it.